Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Mental Health Monday. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to Soyage Mental. Welcome back to another day, another week. Is it another month? It is another month. Oh my God. I cannot believe how fast this year went. 2025 went so fast for me. It was the other day that when I felt like I was saying, Happy New Year, Happy 2025. And then we have less than 30 days in this year. I do hope everybody and anybody that's listening to me that you are having a good day, you are having a good month. I do hope that you in the corner of where you are in the world, that it is okay, that you are okay, that you are safe, because I know there's a lot going on. I don't know if you know, like if you guys see even United States, there's a lot going on in United States. I know there's a lot going on in my country in Haiti, and I know around the world it seems like a lot is going on. There's a lot going on. So I do hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope your family is doing okay. I hope, I pray and I wish that this year was kind to you, because I know for a lot of people this year was really hard. I know for a lot of people this year was very different for a lot of people. So we are going to end this year. Continue talking about our mental health. We are going to end this year learning and striving and working on ourselves and trying to do better for ourselves. So if for some of you guys, if this is the first time you get to my channel, we are ending this year talking about children mental health, how to take care of your children mental health, what certain things that can impact our children mental health, what to look for as a parent, what to do, and different things like that. When I'm speaking with parents, a lot of parents wanted to take the fault. A lot of parents want to, they're always telling me, so it's my fault, Krista. It's my fault that my children is like that. My children is acting that way. My children is like this. And honestly, I don't want you to dwell on it's your fault, because at the end of the day, your children is here because of you. You are the one who decided to birth your children. So everything is really your fault, because you the one who decided to have them. So let's not talking about fault though. Let's talking about, okay, it's my responsibility. It's my guidance, it's my structure, it's my parenting, it's my routine. My children is my responsibility. Let's think that way instead of saying fault. Because the minute you say it's my fault, I feel like you're just dwelling on the negative, and then you just stay there, and then you're heartbroken and things like that. But no, if you move to say, this is my responsibility, my children is my responsibility, everything I do, it's a reflect on them. The other day I was saying that, and if you guys haven't get this yet, I hope you get it, because I've been talking the whole year, and I hope you do get it, that your mental health, your psychological well-being, your emotional well-being, your emotional state, your health, it's a reflection of your life. And your life, it's a reflection of your health. Like, for example, if I have yellow teeth, and my teeth is full of cavity, and my teeth is full of dirt and things like that, that is a reflection of how much I brush my teeth, or when do I go to dentist, and what I eat. Why? Like, it's a reflection of flossing and things like that. So your life, it's a reflection of how well your mental health is, your psychological state, your emotional well-being. It's a reflection. And us who work in the mental health world, we know how well your mental health is based on your life. We know how well your mental health and psychological and emotional state is based on the relationship you have, based on your job you picked, based on how your home look like, based on your self-esteem, based on your look, based on your style, based on how you communicate to others, based on how you resolve conflict, how you manage stress. Like, it's a reflection of everything. So our mental health it's everything. Okay? So before we start talking about the topic that we have for you for today, and this topic that I have for you for today is a big topic. It's huge. And I'm not going to make this video long. Don't worry. I'm not going to make this video up to an hour or 40 minutes or things like that. I want it to be nice and short. But I also want to have a conversation about this because this is big in the children world. It's big. It's something that leads from birth until death. That doesn't mean we cannot fix it. We cannot correct it in our adulthood or heal it in the adulthood, but it's really start from birth. And there's people that studying this. There's people that have a doctorate in this topic. But I just want to touch it. I want to get you guys to start thinking. And if you need more about this, you need to read a book. You need to invest in some podcasts, invest in a therapist, invest and take a look at your life, take a look at your parenting style, take a look at your own things on it, because this is a big topic. It's huge, but I'm just going to touch a little bit. I'm going to give you a taste on that topic. But before we talk about this topic, you guys know I always ask you, what did you do last week to take care of your mental health? What did you do? Talking about your mental wellness, your mental well-being, your psychological wellness, your psychological well-being, your emotional wellness, your emotional well-being. It's a reflection of your life or how your life look like. What did you do last week to continue taking care of your mental health? While you're thinking what I did last week to take care of my mental health, I practice a technique that's called thought stopping. And I think I shared this before with you guys, but I'll share it again. So thought stopping, it's when you have, especially for my overthinkers, when you have a thought that's stuck in your head and it keep going and on and on and on and on and on and on, and it's actually bringing you stress. It doesn't bring you feel good feelings. It make your life miserable. It make your life impossible. There is a way you can actually stop the thoughts. There is a technique. The techniques it's go about, and you can create before you stop the thoughts. You have to create a list. You have to have a plan of what you're going to do. Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to go right back to the thoughts. Okay? So a thought was in my head and I'm like, you know what? This thought doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't bring anything for me. So I'm going to stop with this thought. And then I replace it with something that I need to do. I need to think about this. I need to think about cleaning my house. I need to think about my video. I need to think about what I'm going to do. Then I replace it to something what I'm going to do. That's what thought stopping look like. But if this thought stuck in your head, but you need to get it done, let's say if the thought of I need to clean my house, or I need to work out, or I need to sleep better, or I need to reach out to someone, or I need to do my homework, or I need to go to work, a thought that's actually necessary. Then a way you can manage in that thought and stopping that thought sometime, it's putting it down on paper. You can say, you know what? Okay, I need to clean my house. Where do I want to start? Do I want to do the bathroom first? Do I want to do bathroom 1, bathroom 2, bathroom 3? You organize the thoughts. And sometimes once you organize the thoughts, it gives you much relief. There is different ways to do thought stopping. There's some affirmation you can say to do thought stopping. There's some positive things you can say to do thought stopping. There's some constructive things you can do to do thought stopping. There's necessary thinking you can do to do thought stopping. But that's what I did to continue taking care of my mental health. I practice the thought stopping techniques. What about you? What did you do last week to continue to taking care of your mental health? While you're thinking, I want to move on with our conversation for today. Okay. So today, the topic, the conversation that I want us to have for today, I want us to stay a little bit on talking about attachment. And I'm not saying, I think again, attachment, it's a big one, right? So attachment, there's attachment disorder, there's attachment style, with they're all related. But I just want to talk about attachment as a whole in childhood. Because like I say, attachment start right there after you give birth. In United States, and I don't know if every culture they do that, but once you give birth, the first thing they did is they do skin to skin with mom and baby, and then you have to be naked on top and the baby's on top, or where they're naked too. They do skin to skin. That is for attachment style. That is attachment. Okay. And some doctors will encourage you. I know personally me, I encourage parents, you can continue to do skin to skin. When you go home, you can continue to do the skin to skin because it's good. It's good attachment. So let me give you a brief story of how attachment can look like in childhood. And I'm going to continue giving it to you because, like I said, I don't want to stay long and I don't want to say much. And I am not specialized in this attachment, but I know enough so I can do my job. I know enough so I can talk about this, right? So let's think about, let's say, I don't know, it's depend where you are in this world, what age group your child go to school. But in this country, United States, some kids go to school at 2 years old, some kids go to 4, 5, and it's depend on what. Some of them go to preschool, some of them go to kindergarten. Kindergarten, I believe, is 5 years old. Preschool is 3 and 4. So imagine, and then I'm going to take this example from myself and I'm going to give myself a number. So imagine Krista number one. Krista number one, it's a 3-year-old that parents is going to drop to school for the first time. And then the parents drop Krista to school for the first time. Krista just get out of the car. She probably hold your hand. Krista hold your hands. And then she drops to school and she say, "Bye, ma." Sometimes she doesn't even say bye, ma. She doesn't even take a second look at you. She just run to the teacher, or she run to the toys, or she run to whoever's there, and then she start hugging them. She start talking to them. She start saying, "Oh, my name is Krista. What's your name? Oh, you have game too, toys." And then sometime you might see Krista number one do things like that in the community. Like you will see, like Krista number one will be someone who go up to strangers. The strangers will give her food, she will take it. The stranger will give her toys, she will take it. She will hug the stranger, put her head in the stranger's dress, try and start playing with the stranger hair, talking like, like it's like she knew the stranger, like she was raised with the stranger. A lot of time of us parents thinking this is a good attachment. It is not. That is not a good attachment style. So that's Krista number one. Krista number two. Krista number two, it's Krista who's 2 years old. You dropping her to school. She hold on to your hands. You dropping her, and then she say, and then you say, "Okay, baby, time to school. This is your teacher." She's like, "No, please, mommy, don't do that to me, mommy. No. Krista number two is holding on to your legs. She doesn't want to go. No matter what the teacher does. Do you see a toys? No. You see a food? No. Krista number two is in the floor, crying. No. And then you detach Krista number two from you. You say, "Leave." She cry. And then when you get there, you see her still crying. She never was happy. Krista number two can do that for months, for weeks, for a whole year. And Krista number two in the home sometime, you can give her to nobody. Like she have to hold on to you. You can say, grandparents can come to the home and say, oh, come here, baby. No! Push. Right? Never. And then you might say as a parent, I don't know. She's attached to me. She doesn't want to let me go. I can't go anywhere. Kristen number 2 might not even want to sleep on her own bed. She might want to sleep with you. Kristen number 2 might want to be hugging you all the time, on you all the time. Kristen number 2 might be crying and like that's Kristen number 2. Now, that is not a good attachment style. It's not a good attachment. Krista number 3. Krista number 3, it's Krista that's like, same thing. 3 years old, you're dropping Krista number 3 to school. And Krista number 3, hold your hands. And then Krista number 3 say, no, mommy, no. And then the teacher say, here, and then Krista number 3 say, bye, and go. But the next day, Krista number 2 say, bye. The other day, Krista number 3 say, no. And then she keep doing that. So sometime she will hold on to some people. Sometime she will not hold on to some people. That is the style that end up become like disorganized style. So they don't know what to pick. Okay. Now, Krista number 4, 3 years old, you dropping Krista number 4 to school, and she's holding your hands. And Krista number 4, you said, this is your teacher. So she may be going behind your legs, and then the teacher say, hi, what's your name? And she's like, my name is Krista. And then the teacher say, you want a toy? And then she look at the toy, but she's still looking at you as mom. And maybe she's approaching the toy and the kids and playing, but she really don't want to let go of your hands yet. She's still holding on a finger. And maybe she come back and hug you. And maybe, you drop her, and maybe it take that. Maybe you do that for a nice week, a week or two. You're doing this on, like, oh, here, let go, she hold on. But when she stay. Krista number 4 stay. She stay with her teacher, and then the teacher might report to you, oh, she's fine after that. And then you come back, she run to you, and she tell you how she miss you, and she tell you who she make as friends, how nice the teacher is. But the next day, she might not want to let go of your hands like that. And in the community, you might see Krista number 4 is looking at the strangers, is want to approach the strangers, but they're still looking at you. So this is attachment we're talking about. And there is attachment disorder. Attachment disorder is a condition when the kids cannot form connection. They cannot form attachment. They cannot form loving emotional bonding with their caretaker. And most of the time with the attachment disorder, because remember, when something becomes disorder, it's when it's actually impacting the child life. And sometimes when it's become disorder, you can see those still that I'm talking about. So Krista number 1, you can see that kid will go with anybody. Like that kid never really care about nobody. Like there is no loving bond. That kid, sometimes you cannot hug that kid. They don't want to be hugged. Or you cannot, like if that kid is crying and Krista number 2 can do the same to their crying, you cannot comfort that kid. It's like, no, they cannot get the attachment. So there's attachment disorder. And mostly I see this attachment disorder for kids that come from neglect family, neglect, abuse, foster children. I see a lot of foster children, especially if they're going home to home. Like I mentioned, sometimes you have to be careful as a parent not to be a neglect. Because some parents, let's say a lot of time, especially in the United States, they give you a few weeks, they give you maybe 3 months to be with your baby, to be with your newborn once you give birth. If, let's say, as a parent, you say, okay, my mom or the grandparents is the one that's going to be taking care of the child, or there's a nanny, or there is a babysitter, and it's one person at a time, that kid still might be able to get that attachment style. But let's say if you end up, like this kid is 6 weeks old, or 3 months, or 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and then today grandma watch, next day auntie watch, the other day they go to daycare, another day a cousin, like there is no stability, there is no consistency, there is no pattern, there's like, there's too much chaos, there's too much, there's too much personality that's taking care of this one child. Sometimes I see that attachment issue as well. Another time, sometimes I see it too, that the parents didn't met to. It's when there's a lot of chaotic in the home. There's a lot of stress in the home. There's a lot of mental illness in the home. There is a lot of instability in the home. Sometimes even some food instability, poverty. There's a lot of chaotic in the home. There's a lot of change in the home. Sometimes the change can be, there's another baby in the home. The change can be we moving home to home, or they are in shelter. Like there's a lot of chaotic in the home. We can see the attachment disorder. And yes, you guess it. That attachment as a child, it's what now I see that's very popular in social media. It's with the attachment style. Now, that doesn't mean if the kids get older, they cannot heal certain attachment style, or they cannot learn, or they cannot learn, because we are, us as human beings, we never finish. We can always learn. We can always change. We can always, sharp our tools. So it doesn't mean because that kid, when they were growing up, when they were raising, they have like a ancient attachment style, or they have a avoidance attachment style, or they have a disorganized attachment style, and maybe they're like 4 years old, didn't learn how to have a secure attachment style. And sometimes those type of attachments showed up for those kids when they are in a very stressful or a very unsecure relationship. Like when they're going through something, maybe they're going through a divorce, maybe they're going through toxic relationship, maybe they're going to cheating, like when the relationship is actually stressful, that's when those attachment styles showed up for them. So yes, the way you're raising your children as a parent, the way you are giving, you are getting connection, attachment with your children will be what's teaching, giving the children the attachment style. So from the example that I mentioned, Krista number 1, the one that just left without saying hi, without saying bye mom, they just automatically go to the teachers. We see when they're growing up, they end up becoming the avoidance attachment style. So it's like they're so independent, they don't need anyone else. It's all me. I only trust me. I'm dependent on myself, right? And sometimes again, some culture, some family praise that. We're thinking, like that this kid don't need nobody. But those are the kids you see that's like crying, oh nobody, oh because I'm strong, nobody ever there for me, nobody ever check on me, nobody ever asks how am I doing, nobody, like they don't know how to form that. They don't know how to ask for help when they need it. They will die before they ask for help. That's why this attachment style is not healthy. The other number 2, the one who's very clingy, who doesn't want you to go and always screaming, always crying, always. Sometimes we see it in both. We see it in the avoidance. We also see it in the anxious attachment style. And this is how we see it in the ancients. So those are the kids that become clingy. Those are the kids that if you don't test them right away, if you're in a relationship with them, they're fussy. They're like, they don't feel love. If you're not always with them, if you're not, they don't feel it, right? And we see it in the avoidance, because that kids end up being like, it's like, I don't care in a sense. We see it a little bit in the avoidance, right? The kids that disorganized, that they don't know what to pick, is the disorganized one. They don't know what to pick. Today, they are avoidance. Tomorrow, they're anxious. The other one, they might be a little secure, like they're all over the place. And those kids, disorganized kids, went through a lot of trauma. A lot of parents that have mental health illness, a lot of abuse. It's like hot and cold kind of thing. Okay. And then the secure attachment style is the kids number 4. The kids that doesn't let go quickly. They observe, they watch, they hold on, they say, I miss you. Like they have that emotion. Now, you're going to ask me, Krista, how does that impact the children's mental health? That the children attachment and the attachment style, it's literally tell the kids when to feel safe within themselves, when to feel safe in the environment, like safety. The safety feelings, it's where attachment created. Because that kid that's calling Bloody Mary when you dropping them to school, they're holding on to you, they are fighting, they are biting the teachers, they don't want to talk to the teachers. There is nothing wrong. There is no safety issues, but the kid don't feel safe within themselves. And then, because of the attachment style, the kid is fighting the teachers when the teachers are nice. They are fighting the kids. They are beating the kids. They are pushing the kids when the kids are trying to be nice to them. So it's telling them how to feel safe within themselves, how to feel safe in their environment, how to feel safe with other people. It's also telling them how to regulate their emotion. Because of that attachment style, the kid is fighting other kids. They don't know what to do with, I feel I miss my mom. I want to be with my mom, but they don't know how to say that. Then they are fighting other kids. They are pushing other kids. They're becoming a bully because they don't know how to regulate their emotion. And the other part that's impacting their mental health is they don't know how to make relationship, social engagement, healthy relationship. They don't know how to build that. And of course, a unsecure attachment style bring a lot of anxiety. It bring a lot of sadness. It bring a lot of insecurity within themselves. It bring a lot of anger. It bring a lot of stress. And a secure attachment style bring a lot of peace. I know this day in social media, everybody's looking for peace. It's bring a lot of peace, but it bring peace within themselves. They're able to regulate their emotion. They're able to communicate their emotion. They're able to feel it. These kids sometimes seem a little bit stronger, a little bit more mature, a little bit more like, like calm. Their nervous system is not all over the place. They're not always feeling scared. Okay? So I know I can go a lot, but you guys know. You know me by now. I can go a lot, but this is where we're going to end our video for today. So like I said, this is a taste. If you need to know more, do your investment into the attachment styles, and that starts from birth until we die, because this is big. How we feel safe within ourselves, how we trust other people, how we feel secure within ourselves, how we bring peace to ourselves, how we calm our nervous system. It is big in the mental health world. It is big in our children. It's big on how our children manage stress, on how our children manage our life. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, your mental wellness, your emotional wellness, your psychological wellness, it's a reflection of your life. Some kids that have those anxiety, insecurity, attachment style, sometimes they are eating a lot. A lot of things is reflected. There is a lot of reflection when they don't have that secure attachment style. We always end our video with a dose of self-care, so we are going to do so. For today, our dose of self-care say, don't stop believing in yourself. It's very straightforward. Don't stop believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, how would you want other people to believe? And if you don't believe in yourself, how else other people can believe in you? So don't stop believing in yourself. For the people who watch this video until the end, I want to thank all of you guys. I want to thank all of you guys for being with me, for listening, for subscribing, for sharing, for participate. Have a great week, you guys. And if you want to check throughout the week where I talk about the same topic, I kind of say more a little bit about them. Go follow me on social media. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I am on Instagram, where I go and talk a little bit more about different things. And my social media, I do other stuff too, but mostly I drop shorts and video talking about the same topic that I drop in the video of our YouTube channel. Have a great Monday, you guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.